Hello everybody, Undead Gaming here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a playthrough of the Stanley Parable, and I've seen a lot about this game, and it's, you know, we're on quarantine for COVID-19, so I've just been looking around, and this game came up free on Epic Games, so we're going to play through it and see how it is. Just get jumped right in here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Complete isolation. Seems kind of like what we're going through right now with this virus.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Yeah. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I think I'm going to go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I? Or did I not? I don't know, that looks kind of creepy in there. We're gonna go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Yeah, maybe.
Enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Oh, yeah, apparently.
I'm convinced that I want something bad to happen to you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
We'll get there.
Prove that I'm on your side.
Prove it then.
Chance.
Prove it.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Alright.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Should I? Or should I not? We'll give him a chance. We'll go through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Only sometimes.
I really have wanted you to be happy all this time.
I don't know, it's dark in here.
There's all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Yeah, me too, because it looks like I'm just running around in a circle right now.
Happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, hey. Alright, well, I don't know about that. Sure. What? Oh, okay. What's this?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
You're kind of creeping me out, bro.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this... No, wait.
Huh.
Where are you going?
I'm going this way, buddy.
Oh, no.
This is the last time I trust
Stay
you.
away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Why would I die from stairs?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I'm not taking anything. Oh! Should I? Yeah, we'll see what happens.
No!
I'm not dead.
Oh, thank God.
We'll try it again.
Lived. You have me worried. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Alright, fine.
Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can.
I don't like it in
Finally
here.
see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Should I go back? I don't really like it in here. I feel like I should go back.
No, perhaps not.
We'll do this one more time. See if it'll kill me this time. Kind of repetitive.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Yeah.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Yep.
You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yep.
Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
I'm getting a splat out of it, I'll tell you that much.
But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh, I died.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going
Probably.
back.
The end is never the end. And we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know, what
Stanley
does it mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, that's not on this
No matter
time.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Again.
he entered the door on his left.
Sure, we'll go to the left this time. We'll give him a chance.
Yet there was not a
Well,
single
we're in the
person
meeting room.
there
There's nobody
either.
here.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I like this broom. It's got polka
There was
dots.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
It's not empty.
No reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what's downstairs?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
And we're
Maybe, he
back.
thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any
This reminds me of
sense.
Silent Hill.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
I don't like
Simply
this anymore.
repeating. No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
It's better
So,
than most jobs,
he imagined
depending on how
himself
much you get
flying
paid.
And began to gently float
Oh,
above the ground.
don't really like. Okay.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head
That's a good
dictating
question.
everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
I'm just gonna keep
And while
doing
he
this.
thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment.
Alright, let's open our eyes
and my
now.
wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Are we? I don't think I am.
Everything will be fine.
I disagree.
I am okay.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Oh,
someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
That
I have a boss.
scared
I have
me.
an office. I am real. Please, just
I don't like how
someone
things are
tell me
turning
I'm
red.
real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No, okay, yeah, everything did go black. It was red, though.
This is the story of a woman
Oh
named
my lord.
Mariella.
Oh, it's different.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of
Lord.
work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Really? Alright, we're gonna call that end of this video. We're gonna thank you guys so much for watching part 1 of the Stanley Parable. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.